In 1934, M.N. Roy first time put forward the idea of Constituent Assembly. In 1935, demand of Constituent Assembly to frame the Constitution of India officially. In 1938, Jawaharlal Nehru declared that the Constitution of India must be framed without any outside interference. In 1940, August offer was put forward. Sir Cripps mission in 1942, Sir Cripps came to India with the proposal of framing an individual pendant. In 1946, cabinet mission was released, rejected the idea of two constituency. Finally, the Constituent Assembly was constituted in November 1946. Each province and princely states were to be allotted seats in proportion to the respective populations. That meant that one seat for 1 million population. Seats allotted to British province were divided among three principal communities that were Muslims, Sikhs, and general. The representation of each community were to be elected by members of the community in the provincial legislative assembly, and voting to be done by the proportional representation by means of single transferable vote. The Constituent Assembly appointed a number of committees to deal with different tasks of constitution making. Out of these, 8 were major committees and others were minor committees. The name of the committees are Union Power Committee, Jawaharlal Nehru, Union Constitution Committee, Jawaharlal Nehru, Provincial Constitution Committee, Sardar Patel, Drafting Committee, B.R. Ambedkar, Advisory Committee on FR minorities, tribal and excluded areas, Sardar Patel. This committee has five subcommittees, that is Fundamental Rights Subcommittee, Minority Subcommittee by H.C. Mukherjee, NE Frontal Tribal Area, Excluded and Partially Excluded, New Frontier Tribal Area Subcommittee, and Rules Rules of Procedure Committee, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, States Committee, Jawaharlal Nehru, Steering Committee, Dr. Rajendra Prasad. The objectives of these committees were the Constitution in supreme fundamental sacred law. As we all know that the Constitution is supreme fundamental sacred law of nation. The objectives were to ensure economic stability, political security, and faster unity of nation, to have federal form of government with distribution of power between the center and the states, safeguarding minorities background, tribal areas depressed and other backward, to attain rightful and honored place in the world, promote world peace and welfare of the mankind, to have written constitution and proclaim India as a sovereign democratic republic, to guarantee and secure justice, equality, freedom, belief, faith, worship, vocation, maintain less terrestrial integrity, sovereignty over land, sea, and air. These were the objectives and resolutions to building our Indian Constitution. On December 6, 1946, first meeting of Constituent Assembly was held and it was boycotted by Muslim League. Dr. Sachidanand Singh was the temporary president. December 13, 1946, Jawaharlal Nehru moved objective resolution. Jan 22, 1946, resolution adopted anonymously. July 2, 1947, adopted the national flag. November 4, 1946, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar introduced the final draft. November 26, 1949, Constituent Assembly was adopted the Constitution. The Jan 24, 1950, adopted the national song and the national anthem. Jan 26, 1950, remaining major part came into France. Changes brought by the Independence Act. Constituent Assembly became a sovereign body that can change laws made by British government. Constituent Assembly became legislative body. Two functions: Muslim League member hailing from the area included in the Pakistan withdraw from Constituent Assembly. The drafting committee, I would like to talk about the drafting committee. That is the most important facts. Elephant was adopted as the symbol of the Constituent Assembly. HVR Jayankar was the secretary to the Constituent Assembly. As everything is criticized by the people, our constitution was also criticized. The critics have criticized the Constituent Assembly on the ground that they said that it is not a representative body, it is not a sovereign body, it is time consuming, which they also said that it is a drifting, not a drafting body, but it is a drifting body.